So this is my report for the ministry. Simpige makofi. This is the report for Sagas. This is the report for the inventories. And these are the 8 reports from the 8 regions. They include county reports inside. So, karibu PS.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Wow.
And I'll be getting to personally meet and know everyone. One of my biggest weaknesses is names, but faces I'm very good with. So occasionally when that doesn't go right, I ask that you excuse me, but I will. It's one of those things that being in government you cannot avoid.
We have prepared quite a number of reports here, PS. There is a report that is touching on Sagas. There is a report that is touching on our internal things. There is a report from each of the regions. Which is the other? Inventory. And there is a report, the thick one, on the inventory, because this is a question you will keep getting. But I hope, with now this, the questions of inventory in Parliament will drop, because they keep telling us we don't have an inventory register. Yeah. So, asset register. I hope you are on your way to ensure that that problem is resolved. Other than small problems like those, we do not have much else. So I've spearheaded preparation of these reports, and I bear full responsibility of their accuracy. But like I said, PS, this handing over for the ministry is not anything you can do in the 20 minutes we are having. It's going to be lifelong. I will remain available for you in case of any clarification. I want to commit to you that I will not interfere with your staff. But that does not mean ukinipata kagiu usinunue chai. But because we are also seasoned civil service, we know now that now you are the one in charge. And therefore, I will give you 105 space to be the one to spearhead your vision and to direct these people. These are also seasoned civil servants. They know that now I have left the stage. So hata tukipigiana simu ni ya salamu, si ya kuuliza direction. The person to ask for direction is PS Raymond Omollo, and if he needs to consult for clarification, it's him to consult. But for direction, I'm handing to you a team that understands civil service fairly well. So thank you very much, and karibu to the ministry.
Thank you. I want to appreciate PS Kibicho. Like he's indicated, we've been friends. Actually, we've been friends for as long as he's been here. So if you've known him for close to 7 years, I've also known him for close to those 7 years. And that was from 2016. I think it was around mid-2016 until today. And out of that friendship, of course, we've been able to work together, but from the periphery, not from the State Department. And I want to believe that what is handing over to me today is a robust State Department that has achieved a lot for the country. And the challenge then we have is to take it to the next level. We have a basis to move the State Department to the next level. And the systems, the structures, and they always say that government operates in perpetuity. So we intend not to disrupt that, but to align it with the vision of the president's administration. And the bottom line in all that is just service to wananchi. When all is said and done, when you break it down, it's just to provide services to Kenyans. And we are at the center of that as a State Department. At a personal level, of course, I don't have as much experience as you have in government, and it's always good to own up to some of these things, so that I'm looking forward to learning from yourselves. And in a number of cases, you are the technical officers. Of course, I'm technical officer number one, but then I can only be effective if you support me in discharging my responsibilities. And of course, it's not just about you supporting me, I also have to support you, because it has to be both ways for us to succeed. Now, when we succeed, we will take all the glory, and I would want us to be alive to the fact that those who are going to shine in that glory are most likely not going to be us around this table. And we must accept that, because that is what service is all about. Yes. And it also means that when we go about our responsibilities, that must never be lost on us. When things go wrong, of course, we will take all the flack. So it's also important that we look out and avoid having a situation where things go wrong. Not to say that things will not go wrong, but where we can avoid things going wrong, we must avoid that. And when things go wrong, we should also be able to learn the lessons and dust ourselves and try to either correct or prepare us for the next assignments, so that we use the lessons learned. And of course, the other thing is we try to be as consultative as it can get, starting with us around the table. But it also means that for the various teams that we lead, we really have to try and carry them on board. Otherwise, we might end up with very good ideas of how to give services to the wananchi, but when the real people who make things happen, who are not in this room, are not on board, then we will not succeed. I know we'll need to do a lot of engagements with other departments within government, and because that's our responsibility to make sure that we are able to pull things from across. And that will require that where you need me to put in a word to make things go right, don't hesitate to do so. And where we can also be able to aggressively just reach out and engage, don't be scared to do that, so that then we are able to collectively succeed. I know beyond this we will be able to get a lot of time to interact, to engage, and to learn each other. And each of us is uniquely skilled, and we need to take advantage of those uniqueness. I might not do things the way you would want me to do them, just like you may also not do things the way I would want them done. But with time, we would appreciate and understand our styles of working and be accommodative. At least I would always want us to get middle ground in instances when there is a conflict in terms of how we want to undertake certain responsibilities. And well, all is said and done, we thank God and we keep Him in each and everything that we will be undertaking. So, Bwana PS, Daktari, I definitely would still be reaching out, because we are friends and we continue to be friends. Where we need to consult, I would still consult, and I hope you will not shut the doors when that happens. And government has a lot of issues, and I'm sure you all know this better than I do. And part of friendship and engagement would make us deliver. And even as colleagues, what I normally say, and I challenge people wherever I've been, is it helps to be friends with people you work with. Not that you must be friends, but when you're friends with a colleague, something that will take 3 letters or 3 memos can be resolved with 1 memo or no memo at all. Yeah. So that is one thing, at least as we wind up this session, I would want you to take home. We don't have to be friends, but if we can, the better. It makes things move very fast. And I might not be friends with everyone, but if I know that Kangi and Osia are friends, and I'm having an issue with Osia, I can quietly whisper to Kangi and say, there's this issue that is really troubling me. Can you help me handle it with Osia? So, to me, that should be the spirit with which we carry ourselves. And I'll be getting to personally meet and know everyone. One of my biggest weaknesses is names, but faces I'm very good with. So occasionally when that doesn't go right, I ask that you excuse me, but I will. It's one of those things that being in government you cannot avoid, because you need to personalize the relationships as much as possible. And it's something I'm learning, and I'll keep learning, and I know with time I'll get better at it. And I think then we get to work. As a scientist like him, I always like to be very, very spot on and very specific, so that if in the first 10 minutes I'm unable to get what we are talking about, then probably I'll not get you. So I hope that has been the mode of operation here. So let's look at the issues without going so much into a lot of stories which are not relevant. That is, if that is the case. Of course, that instances you have to do long stories. In terms of resolving issues, if we have issues, I would want to know what the issue is, and also what your proposal on resolving it. So it's not just enough to say that, on a PS, we have a problem here. Yes, there's a problem, but we must also be willing to offer solutions, so that then we make the decision making quicker. So if we have such conversations, it's a question of, okay, how about we amend it this way, or it's okay, let's proceed. Yeah. Thank you once again, and you'll be seeing more of my face around whenever it's possible to do that, and occasionally I'll be calling on you to be me in several fora. I think we stop there, Moffat.
Unataka kufanya nini yodo?
Nataka ku expand business, nitaweka gari nyingine.
Oh, sasa bro, acha nikueleze. Kuna app inaitwa VIP. Unaona sasa, ukiwa na hii app, ni app yenye inakusaidia kumanage busy yako. Sasa wewe kama mse wa taxi, ukimanage transactions zako through VIP for the next 3 months, unaweza get access to loan.
Alright.
Na pia kulingana na design yenye unakopa na unalipa hiyo loan, wanaweza kupatia pia access to a better handsome amount ya loan. Unanipata ndugu yangu?
Nakupata. Hiyo kwanza iko verified.
Kabisa. Sasa download VIP leo na expand business yako in the next 3 months, au sio?
Kabisa bana, hata niweke sahi.